In the heart of a desolate desert, there stood a town that time seemed to have forgotten. Its name, if it ever had one, was long lost to the winds that swept through its empty streets. The buildings, weathered and worn, were frozen in a state of decay, as if trapped in an eternal slumber. One fateful evening, a weary traveler named Alex found themselves stranded in the desert, their car sputtering to a halt. With no other options, they began to walk, guided by a distant glimmer of light on the horizon. As they approached, the outline of the abandoned town came into view. With each step, Alex felt an inexplicable chill run down their spine. The air seemed to grow colder, and an eerie silence settled over the town, broken only by the sound of their own footsteps echoing through the empty streets. The glimmer of light that had drawn them in turned out to be an old street lamp, flickering feebly against the encroaching darkness. Alex's curiosity got the better of them, and they ventured further into the town. It was as if time had stood still here. Rotting fruit lay on display in a long-forgotten market, cobwebs draped doorways that would never open again, and the faint whispers of past conversations seemed to linger in the air. As the night deepened, Alex noticed something peculiar. They had been walking in a straight line, but the town seemed to stretch endlessly before them, its buildings repeating in an uncanny loop. Panic began to gnaw at the edges of their mind, and they quickened their pace, desperate to escape the town's clutches. Hours passed, and exhaustion weighed heavy on Alex's shoulders. Just when they thought they couldn't go on, a figure emerged from the shadows, a woman dressed in attire that seemed straight out of a bygone era. She extended a bony hand, her lips curling into a melancholic smile. "You're trapped, just like the rest of us," she whispered, her voice a haunting echo. "This town relives the same day over and over. There is no escape." Alex's heart raced, their mind reeling with disbelief. The woman's words seemed like a nightmare, a cruel trick of the mind. But as they looked around, they realized that the town was indeed repeating, a loop that seemed impossible to break. Driven by desperation, Alex made a daring decision. They retraced their steps, forcing their mind to focus on the street lamp that had drawn them in. With each step, the town seemed to blur and distort, and a sense of vertigo overcame them. The world spun, colors merged, and suddenly Alex found themselves back in the desert, their car before them sputtering back to life. As they drove away, the abandoned town faded into the distance, becoming nothing more than a mirage in the rearview mirror. Alex had escaped the clutches of the vanishing town, a place trapped in an eternal cycle of solitude and decay. But the memory of that haunting encounter would stay with them forever, a reminder that some mysteries are best left untouched, and that there are places where time itself can become a relentless prison.